is in the know for Thursday, September 17, the 261st day of 2020. There are 105 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast. We're on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, on Periscope, and the hashtag is Into the Know. Coming up today, we're going to update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Hurricane Sally comes ashore, messing up the southeast United States today. Will we get some rain for that? Will the first fall feeling weekend be before us? Yes, it will. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You watch a lot of HGTV.
I do.
Have been known to watch a lot of HGTV. Do you think you've ever seen The Thinnest House in the World featured?
I don't think so.
The thinnest house at least in London, is selling for $1.3 million. If you're watching, you'll see it. It's in a row of homes. It's at its widest part. It's 5.5 feet wide. It has a kitchen. It has a bath. It has a roof terrace. It's 5 floors. And it's just a little sliver. Imagine a 5-foot wide sliver of a home on the square in Litchfield, and that's what you'd be talking about.
Only young people would buy that.
Only young people or people who have successfully navigated Fat Man's Misery at Mammoth Cave. And if you've done that, then you can probably live there. She's the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the professional bargain hunter's woman of the year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey. How's Misty?
I'm trying to decide what it'd be like to live in 5 feet. I mean, I'm having an anxiety attack just thinking about it.
Right.
5 people could live there, but you'd have 1 floor per person.
Yeah.
All right, you get the middle floor, you get the other one, stay on your floor. I am here this morning, Misty, to go ahead and give you a cautionary tale to be on the lookout for that person.
Yeah, I already know who that person is.
You know who that person is? Mm-hmm. There is a mom in the United Kingdom, 2 stories from London to start off the show today, whose Christmas decorations, are up 3 months early.
Well,
so just get ready. I'll tell you, this is not going to be isolated to London. There are going to be those people in your towns and neighborhoods across the country that think skipping ahead to Christmas decorations is your go-to move during a pandemic. And I say, au contraire, mon frère, let's keep it in its proper place.
There's enough confusion in 2020. I'm okay on the inside. You do you on the inside. YOLO. But when you bring it outside where we have to consume it, then it becomes our problem, even though it's your yard.
You're polluting my seasons.
You're polluting my curb appeal, the aesthetics of my neighborhood. Like, this is why neighborhoods should have restrictions.
She says the neighbors, they think I'm crackers, but then adds the majority of them love it. No, I think they're just placating you. I think they're telling you that they love it, and really when they get out of your yard, they go, oh, that crackpot. I wish you wouldn't do that.
When somebody says to you, oh, I love that, but they don't buy it, or they don't partake of it, or they don't decorate their yard for Christmas at the same time, then they're lying to you.
Oh, yeah, if they got on board with your move,
sure.
If they got on board with your move, they would follow it and do the same thing.
Yes, that's how you know they're telling the truth.
It's not just because they're lazy or don't have time to do it. They think you're too early. And you probably are.
You are crackers.
Patchy morning fog is giving way to partly cloudy and hazy skies today, but this weekend will be an October-like weather weekend for the last weekend of summer. It is officially the last weekend of summer this weekend. Mm-hmm. We'll see highs in the 60s and 70s, and we'll see partly cloudy, 82 today, mostly clear, 56 tonight, mostly sunny, and 72 for tomorrow. I researched a chili recipe last night. I don't typically make chili; it's not part of my repertoire. But I think chili. I think I need chili in my bag of tricks. So I'm gonna see how it goes.
Anything different in this recipe than what the normal?
Well,
seasoning
I
and
typically
hamburger and beans?
kind of follow Tyler Florence, or I'll follow.
I know them. Yeah, sure. Paula Dean.
Paula Dean.
I
I'll
was gonna say.
follow. Just names that you know. I don't. There are a couple of recipes that I've used of Ree Drummond's, and so I'm gonna use the Pioneer Woman's chili recipe this weekend.
I
Does it
will
have
tell
any
you
special?
the Johanssonville recipe is the one that I make.
Yeah.
And it is awesome.
Yeah, Johnsonville stuff is good. And they got all the various
Yep.
sausages and the links and all that
That's
stuff.
why
So-
mine is so good.
So we are down to, by the way, Sally came ashore yesterday. And on portions of the Gulf Coast, dumped 4 months worth of rain in 4 hours.
But we like to get things done quickly in 2020.
Just getting it,
get it over with.
Just going ahead and getting it out of the way. That's exactly right.
That's the way I diet. I ate all of my meals on the first day. Get this diet thing out of
It
the way.
is think about it though. 4 months worth of rain.
That's insane.
And if you live in the tropics,
That's a lot
if
of rain.
you live along the coast, you're used to getting a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So 4 months in 4 hours, and there may be another storm brewing in the Atlantic or in the southern Caribbean that could have impact next week.
Let me guess. Its name's Karen. It's probably a Karen.
We may
right?
eventually get back there, but we are running out of names. We've run through the alphabet of named storms. We're
So it'd
down
be
to
on
the
T.
last ones. We are on, well, they don't use Q, U, X, Y, or Z. So instead of 26 options for names, there are so few names that they could use that are Q, U, X, Y, or Z. They just don't use those. So what do we do when we get through the names, when we get through the final of the alphabet? Because the last one's going to be Wilfred. I don't know if that's a tip of the cap because we lost Wilfred Brimley this year. Like a hurricane named Wilfred, it has to wobble back and forth and move real slow.
It doesn't feel.
Wilfred would
It
not
doesn't
be
feel strong.
Wilfred would not be a 50-mile-an-hour
Yeah.
storm and just
Ivan was
come
a good name
charging
for a
and-
hurricane,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah, like Ivan the Terrible.
Wilfred seems to be a rocking chair storm.
It's kinda like,
Yeah.
your grandpa.
Yeah, but we're going to go back to the beginning of the alphabet, but now we're going to do the Greek alphabet.
Oh dear.
Last time we
goodness.
did this was in 2005. So
How did that work out?
if we go
for
back
us?
to the top, it'll be alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, and because we still have 2 more months of hurricane season, or as the true Southerners like to say, hurricane,
who oversees
not hurricane, hurricane.
Hurricane, yes. Who oversees the alphabet fairness? Would
Who's
that be
in charge
Sesame
of that?
Street? Because I'm going to file a discrimination.
Well, we
suit.
for a long time we discriminated. We only named them male names, and so now we alternate.
I think the girls were good with that. We don't want to be associated with something
It
that's
is interesting.
destructive.
I've had a storm named for me this season. There's a lot of
Yeah,
common
yeah.
names.
Yeah.
Sally,
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Vicky, Marco, Isias,
Polo.
which was Spanish for Isaiah.
Right.
And also, we've had 3 crews from Warren Rural Electric
Mm-hmm.
take off for the Gulf Coast to help restore power. And so there was a lot of staging. There's been a lot of staging the last couple of days, but got a word for this morning that Warren RECC has sent crews. They do that as part of their business model because you've got disasters. You can't keep all the people on staff to help, all the time, or electrical rates would just be outrageous to be able to respond to where there are emergencies. And so they just relocate resources as needed.
How do you get the job to name hurricanes? Is
You
that
have
your
to-
only job? You just sit around looking at names? I just want to know.
You have to work for the National Hurricane Center.
Okay. But then they hire you on you're going to be the hurricane namer.
And do they vote?
Right.
Like,
They have
are
their
there
own
Is there a
department.
democracy or
Right.
is this
Yeah, they
One-man band.
They do a Twitter poll.
No, I don't want the general public's input. I want to know, if this is your job, how do you get that job?
Well,
How do you grow up to be the
I
hurricane
mean, you're
namer?
the human resources expert, so you tell me.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the talent acquisition side. I want to apply. I
Grayson,
know a lot of names.
Grayson County is a COVID-19 red zone. After repeated warnings at the Grayson County Health Department on an increasing community spread of COVID-19 in Grayson County, The county is now one of 13 Kentucky counties in the red, so to speak. Estill, Jackson, Taylor, Greene, Clinton, Warren, Logan, Grayson, Caldwell, Lyon, Trigg, Crittenden, and Union counties all in the red. What does that mean? Well, it means 25 plus positive COVID-19 cases per capita. That's per 100,000 residents. Propelling Grayson County into the red zone are the 122 new cases diagnosed between August 25th and September 15th, which is nearly 6 new cases per day. We've been wondering, so where are these coming from? Well, it's not from nursing homes.
Nope.
For a long time, we had outbreaks in our nursing homes early on, and we thought, we're able to keep this contained. And while it's not a good thing, we do know that it's contained to long-term care facilities or, places where, people are isolated, but no longer, because just 10% of these new cases are occurring in long-term care facilities, which means 90% of the cases are otherwise, are family reunions, are... I just use family reunions as an example. Going to sporting events, going to whatever it might be. And as a result, where did it go? A statement from Grayson County Schools this morning that due to the current COVID status within the county, tomorrow's football game against the Breckinridge County Tigers will only be open to fans that have received a player allotted ticket. So, in other words, no students.
Hey, I know a place they can watch it live, though.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I don't know. Churches, workplace. What was the list? It was basically everywhere we might go.
Yeah. Your yard, their yard, the road, the store, the thing.
Yeah. Statewide, 776 new cases yesterday. 91 of those involve children under the age of 18, so we can't just blame it on kids either. So even in the state of 776, 91 are what we would consider minors. That brings the total 58,764. I'm not telling you that again, I think the minors are also less likely to get tested. I'm not saying that minors aren't carrying it around, but that means still just the number of positive tests. There are a bunch of people over the age of 18 testing positive. 8 new deaths were reported yesterday, but our rolling average positivity rate is continuing to fall, down another couple of hundredths of a point, 3.89, 125 current ICU patients.
I can tell you that I've had some friends who have been very sick and decided to do the rapid test, and the rapid test keeps showing negative, but you're actually positive. So I want to warn you that you need to do both tests.
Well, and there's been a lot of discussion about the rapid versus the other.
Yeah. Well, I think people are getting rapid test, it's coming back negative, and they think they're free to roam.
Yeah, I still just think we operate. Here's kind of how I'm operating. I'm operating like it's everywhere. And so just trying to really, again, I maintained going back to March 15th, we've been in a pretty good closed loop here on our compound, and so far we've been successful in doing it. So we're certainly not relaxing. The governor did say in his briefing yesterday that he talked about the vaccine, that he's willing to publicly get the vaccine when it's available. He's willing to roll up his sleeve, take the vaccine during his briefing while the world is watching. Mm-hmm. And he says, my plan is to still take the vaccine right here at 4 o'clock someday to show people that I believe that it's safe. Congressman Guthrie, a week ago today, was talking about how, the benefits of the vaccine, that it was going to be wide-ranging, that it wasn't just going to be COVID-19 specific. It was going to be broader. It was going to cover things like that we would have historically called SARS or H1N1 or bird flu, or it was going to be sort of an umbrella type of vaccine. Mm-hmm. And he also pointed out it would be remarkable to go from March the 15th to later this year or even January the 1st and have a vaccine on the market that people can use. But now I read that 1 in 5 people say they're not going to take it when it's available. And I wonder, what am I missing? Am I missing something? Like why would 20% of people say, let's put the anti-vaxxers aside. You can just be anti all vaccinations and that's fine. But that's not 20% of people. So I would just ask, Misty, did I miss something?
No, but
On why
I
people
have publicly said that I don't think I wouldn't be the first in line to take the vaccine. I want to see if you wake up as a bird the next day. Like, feathers coming out your ears or anything weird.
I got it, but we've got trials going around the globe right now. We have multiple trials, multiple drug makers in multiple countries. By the time it's mass produced and available, it's been through the trials. Why would 20% of people say, I'm not so sure?
I think people are just leery of, am I going to do more harm than good? It's the same amount of people that won't take a flu vaccine. And how long has the flu vaccine been on there?
And I'm one of them.
But why do you not take it? Because you're afraid it will give you the flu, or you just never had the flu?
No, that's not even it. I've just never felt. So my granddad, being a physician, he was always less of everything. If you can avoid taking it, do. If you don't have to have it, don't.
Okay.
And so that was just kind of I'm not really anti-flu shot, but I've never been in a group where I've felt particularly exposed to the flu. I have a very healthy immune system. Thank God for that. And so I've just never said, I gotta have this. But for something that can help give herd immunity to us as a society, that can perhaps take us something more closely resembling March the 14th, I'm thinking, let's get on it. I mean, I've had measles, mumps, and rubella. I've had all the other vaccinations as I was a child growing. I just don't know why 20% of people are averse to this.
I'm honestly surprised that the number is not higher. I think
Me too.
I think people are leery of new things.
Well, and then you've
being
got
injected into your body.
You got different people, and the CDC says when the virus will be available. If Redfield, who said yesterday it's going to be late second or early third quarter of next year, there's no way we can wait that long I guess we'll have to if there is, but I just don't think we can be on hold that long. But it is interesting to see the White House rolled out the playbook. In a report to Congress, they have laid out that the Defense Department is going to be some of the biggest delivery mechanism of the vaccines when they are available. And it will still be local boots on the ground or local healthcare providers that will be administering the vaccines. But the distribution model will use the backbone of the Department of Defense to get it into communities, which I thought was kind of a novel concept. We've got military infrastructure around the country, so that gets the delivery system. It gets it to the healthcare providers where they can inject you. Now, that playbook says that they'll leave it up to individual communities on how they administer the vaccines to the mass public.
Right.
So I'm thinking that's going to give us an opportunity to have, the Grayson County Fair out of its normal calendar. Everybody come to the fair and you pay your dollars to get in. You get a discount if you get a shot. Here's your armband and your shot, and you save $2 on your armband.
I think the fair board just went, whoa, wait a minute. You're cutting into our profits.
Or
you give them the $2 for
or
the
pay
shot.
$2 more. That is the other thing, by the way. The shots are not going to cost the end user. The consumer that's where this money that's being earmarked for the vaccine is covering the cost of delivering the vaccines to the public.
I mean, unless you're a taxpayer, then it's costing you. But not everybody's a taxpayer.
It's not coming out of this pocket, but it'll eventually come out of this pocket.
It's coming out of your back pocket that you don't see.
Over here.
That the government's going,
That's exactly right. New Quinnipiac poll shows that Mitch McConnell leads Amy McGrath by 12, 13 points, something like that. The margin of error means it could be 15 points or it could be 9 points. So we'll see about that. Also, be wary about scams. Be wary about election-related scams, getting text messages or mailers that claim, if you think you're registered and you voted recently, in recent years, and you get something out of the blue that says you're not registered, I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you that's a scam.
yep.
So here's the other thing I would do is if you get a phone call, don't follow the information in the phone call. If you get a text message, don't follow the link in the text message. Independently verify through different methods whether this information is legit or not. Just go to govoteky.com, which is the real website. What else? Misty, I heard you read the story, but the woman's remains found in luggage of a man visiting relatives near Chicago, that she was killed in Louisville and dismembered. And he
on a Greyhound bus?
Yeah, it's
What?
just, and here's how it happened a month ago.
Yeah.
And he left the home where he's visiting, and they looked inside his luggage while he was gone and discovered her body parts. How terrible is that?
That's gross.
How do you, this is a sick movie.
It is a sick movie. That's exactly right. And I saw an interview with the LMPD yesterday. It may have been Chicago PD, but it was either Cook County or Jefferson County. But said that he has to be sick because he said he dismembered her because he was just wanting to spend more time with her, and she died as part of a domestic.
It was a domestic assault.
It was just really weird.
Fatal
and
attraction.
it came as no surprise yesterday since they had given it away. But the Big Ten reversed course. The Big Ten has decided they can't be outdone by the ACC and the SEC, and they will play football after all, starting in October. Nothing more fun than playing football in Minnesota outdoors on December 20th. Yeehaw, let's go. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way from In the Know.
Hi, I'm Samara Heverin, running for re-election as your state representative. Last year, you put your trust in me, and I fought hard for our families in Grayson and Hardin counties, receiving GLI's Most Valuable Policymaker Award. I'm a conservative Republican. I'm endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life and the NRA. I'm pro-religious liberty, and I support our local police. Again, I'm Samara Heverin, and I hope I can count on your vote on or before November 3rd.
Paid for by Samara Heverin for state representative.
If you're the average person, you only think about income taxes from January to April. But the choices you make 12 months a year have a big impact on your tax return preparation and even your refund. Making adjustments to your financial matters during tax filing season is like trying to lose weight during a routine doctor visit. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart work year-round to advise clients on important financial decisions so that during tax filing season, you're carrying a lot less stress and worry. Join the Peace of Mind team with Buckles, Travis & Hart. 270-259-5604 or GraysonCPAs.com.
Expert care, high technology, hometown kindness. That's Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Here's Dr. Gregory Koo on integrative healthcare.
Integrative is basically you mix holistic medicine with modern medicine. I was the director of this holistic integrative center, but I did acupuncture, and I did that my entire career alongside of family medicine, and the results are just unbelievable.
To schedule an appointment with Dr. Koo, call 270-879-3711. Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Your home, your health.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages, incentive pay, benefits at 90 days, and a discount stock program offering after 6 months. Applications for production trainees are available in the front lobby with a convenient drop box. So stop by the office at 435 at Embry Drive and start your path to a career with Leggett & Platt. We need 30 new trainees immediately. So join the team where our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
KU presents the top 3 reasons to drive electric. Number 1, awesome range. Today's electric vehicles average 200 miles per charge. Number 2, a better bargain. EVs are about $1,000 less to operate annually. That's like paying 85 cents a gallon to fill up. And number 3, convenience. If you plug in every night at home, you'll wake to a full charge every morning. Plug into even more reasons to make the switch at lge-ku.com/EV.
Big week for Apple continues. First, there was a new Apple Watch and a new iPad. Now, iOS 14 is being released out into the world. Next version of the iPhone operating system rolls out to iPhone 6 models and later. First off, incoming calls will no longer take over your screen. They'll appear as a banner at the top of the screen. Screen is also going to get picture-in-picture, so you can keep watching a video or take a FaceTime call while switching to other apps. And you can customize your home screen. AirPods are getting more functional, as you could be watching a show on an iPad, and when someone calls, the audio will automatically switch to the iPhone. One of the more intriguing new features will allow your iPhone to open and start your car. Don't get too excited. For now, it only works on certain BMWs. Amazon Music is now offering podcasts, adding more than 70,000 shows to the platform. Go out with its latest action camera, the GoPro Hero 9. The Verge says it's more robust in almost every way. Bigger battery, bigger body, bigger video and photo resolutions. It's also got a bigger price tag, starting at $450. Tech Report, Larry Olson, NBC News Radio.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Get up off of that thing.
Today is International Country Music Day.
International country music? That can't be a thing.
Well, it's country music, country and western, but it's around the globe. It's being celebrated. Big night for country music last night in Nashville, the ACMs. It is Monte Cristo Day today, celebrating the sandwich. Never had a Monte Cristo? So it's bread dipped in egg.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like French toast, and then you put various cheeses or jam or turkey or just different people do it different ways. And it is also Apple Dumpling Day today.
Oh,
now that I can get on board with.
Get in my belly.
The Apple Dumpling Gang. Are you all in the Apple Dumpling Gang?
Should be.
Proud members of the Apple Dumpling Gang?
I mean, we would be certified if there was a test.
I got it.
Right?
You understand?
I mean, we've eaten enough of that kind of stuff.
Funniest tweets of the week from parents. Parents need a cathartic outlet to share with people the things they've encountered throughout the last 6 months. And they have manifested that stress and adaptation and ingenuity in the form of funny tweets.
Yeah.
At Father with Twins said, "You don't know sticky until you try to use your kid's tablet." Layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of sticky.
Yeah.
My tablet. It's not very clean either, so I'm not a twin.
At Simon C. Holland says, "My teenager's biggest fear is me sneezing in front of someone she knows." It used to be, you embarrass your kids by saying something or telling them to clean their room or, some embarrassing story, but now it's sneezing. The Dadvocate 01 said, "I told my kid to put his toys in the toy box. And he told me the entire house is a toy box, and he's not wrong."
This kid for president.
Right?
This kid for president.
Thinking it through.
Yeah.
Battling
He's like,
through
really?
battling through a barrier.
Critical thinker.
You think you're throwing a hurdle in my way?
That's
I'm just gonna get over it.
I love this
politician in the making.
Now I'd probably spank you, but I do love this kid.
Yeah.
And a couple of tweets from wives that snuck in there, not just parents broadly, but at IME Gordon says, "I put on my husband's deodorant, and now I'm angry at the way I load the dishwasher."
That is hilarious.
And Mama Jessie C says, "If you have to tell your wife it was a joke, it's already too late."
Yeah.
It was a joke. No. Yeah.
No, you're lying.
I found no humor in it whatsoever. Have you, Misty, I know for a fact that you've heard about this because I saw someone share it with you. So I'd like to get your impact. I'd like to get your input. Chick-fil-A is testing a honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich.
Yeah, well, I will try all things Chick-fil-A.
Well, and I love them, but I love pimento. Like,
now, let me pull the curtain back even more. I have never had pimento cheese.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Like the Big Mac. I've never had pimento cheese.
I've never voluntarily had pimento cheese that I know of.
Okay.
It might have been
2 out of 3 of us
in
has not
a
had
sandwich,
cheese.
or it might have been
They didn't have it growing up in Caneyville, did they?
Really?
Yeah, they had it.
No,
but
not in my family.
They had it, but it looked nasty.
It looked horrible.
It still looks nasty.
I didn't do sauces and dips and things when I was younger, and this still looks a little iffy to me, and I've never researched the ingredients to know what's in there. Like, what's in there?
So much like guacamole.
Yeah, it took...
If you prepare it fresh and it's a little more, it has a little more chunk to it. Like if it's at all runny or it looks like a spread. If it is close to the consistency of the kernels, no, not the kernels. You know the runny coleslaw, the coleslaw that maybe school coleslaw. How school coleslaw, you had to spoon it, you couldn't scoop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That pimento cheese in that original can, it looked orange. It looked gelatinous.
I mean, honestly, this is what it looked like to me, and I'm just going to ruin it for all of you. It looked like the stuff that they put on vomit at the school to soak it up. So I couldn't.
Thank you
the
for that.
sawdust
I'm sorry.
stuff or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
It's
it.
the same color.
Didn't smell the same.
No,
I don't know
Thank
how
God.
to pull you all out of this, but I'm telling you,
What's in it?
Pimento cheese is good. There's some mayonnaise in there, cheeses, pimentos, like the little red pimentos that.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I didn't like the specks. That was one of the things I didn't like.
But
the little
it's
red
pimento.
specks.
Weirded
Yes,
me
I
out.
know, but I just didn't.
Weirded me
it
out.
just it. I was unsure of it.
We didn't do fancy things at our house. We had craft singles.
That's all fancy.
We had the generic ones.
Yeah, I agree. Pimento cheese, I don't think is fancy, and that may be one. I was just suspect of it.
I'm saying we didn't
I'm
buy
gonna ask your
pre-made
mama.
things at the store in containers like that. Like
Yeah.
it came like dry beans in a bag, a thing of bologna.
By the way, I'd say there's
Pop-Tarts were
an
as fancy as
outside
we got.
chance. There's an outside chance that my parents don't like pimento cheese.
Yeah.
Because I don't know enough about it, and if I knew about it and just didn't like it, that'd be one thing. But I'm a little afraid of it.
That's exactly why we didn't eat rice at my house growing up, because my parents didn't like rice.
Okay, so the
true.
picture. All right, I will give Chick-fil-A credit. I would eat a sandwich with this on it because it looks combination. It's not all mayo and smooth,
the
and it's not all
jalapenos.
chunky.
Right.
That's right. So it's got Chick-fil-A with honey and then topped with its Southern-style pimento cheese and mild pickled jalapenos.
Okay. If anybody's going to do pimento cheese right, you would think it would be the Chick-fil-A, right?
Right. Okay, so we've got the angel, right? The angel chicken on this one shoulder. Now let's talk about the devil's chicken on the other side. Popeyes is ready for football season, and Popeyes has brought back their spicy ghost pepper wings. They are back, and they are not for the faint of heart.
No, I don't like it when it's so hot. It hurts me.
Well, yeah. If I end up with heartburn,
It takes all the.
I'll give it a whirl.
I
but-
like hot and spicy
Me too.
things, but if they cross over to the point where exactly what you all said, if they hurt you,
residual,
like,
yeah.
why would you volunteer for that?
I mean, unless you're being dared and there's money involved.
I mean, I'll try one, but
So,
I don't want to hurt.
Lord's chicken, devil's chicken,
Mm-hmm.
both accounted for, but Costco is doing it at a very high level. Costco is selling a 48-ounce jar or container of Reese's Pieces for $9.99.
I love Reese's Pieces.
Can you imagine what E.T. would do with that?
Oh my gosh. Reese's Pieces are the best. If when I was a kid, I would put them in my hand and cup it and let my body heat, warm them up, and then eat them. It was such a delicacy. You have to slow down and savor each piece. So good.
Reese's Pieces are divine.
They
but the
are.
fact that you can buy them in bulk. I thought the king size was the epitome. I thought the king size was the Mount Everest of Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Costco says no. We have them in the bucket. 48 ounces of them.
I'm not a big fan.
I hope it comes with a shovel and not a scoop.
I'm surprised that you don't like them because they're just peanut butter.
love peanut
You know,
butter.
where
You eat
where
peanut butter
But
every
they're
day.
candy coated.
where
I don't
M&Ms
want that.
the M&Ms have chocolate in them, but at least Reese's Pieces is just
Okay, put them
straight
in a
up peanut
bowl,
butter.
pop them in the microwave on your melt setting for just a few, like probably 30 seconds on the melt setting.
And like dip
And
a
just,
cookie or something in it,
just
or
spoon them out. Like they won't be
yeah.
melted, they'll just be soft.
No crack to them, no crunch to them when you bite into them.
No, actually, it has more because you.
It seals them up.
I don't like.
Sour Patch Kids is unveiling bags of all blue raspberry after letting fans vote for their favorite color.
Okay.
So they did a Twitter poll and said, "What color do you want?" And it's just blue.
I don't
That
do
sounds
Sour
like
Patch
kids.
or kids, so.
But there's something about that. If I were going to eat Sour Patch Kids, obviously blue is my favorite
Yeah.
color, so I would go, okay, give me a bag of the blue.
That is true.
I
I mean, I
mean-
did mine, but I don't do anybody else's.
You stay away from the yellow. You don't want some of the yellow.
You don't want to get into the yellow.
So you just give me just blue. And Amazon is planning to open 1,500 warehouses in suburbs of the United States of America.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. Continuing their full-on assault at the evil empire. But I just had a brilliant idea. Just build them out back of all the Dollar General stores.
I got to tell you, the local evil empire is now playing music over the intercom. I was walking in the other night. My friend said,
I've heard this.
Is this because we didn't get a county fair this year?
Not because I was there, but I've heard reports of this.
Yes, that it is.
I think Amazon and Olson's Mercantile are a match made in heaven.
They are.
I mean, there's one on every corner, so just put a warehouse there for Amazon.
Like a blue
Problem
Sour Patch
solved.
Kid.
Yep. With Reese's Pieces attached. Got to get to a break. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Down here in the South, we like good coffee that's freshly brewed, warm, fluffy biscuits, and a delicious breakfast that suits your fancy. Like a savory sausage biscuit with egg or a tasty single sausage, gravy, and biscuit from McDonald's. Now, just $2 each. Head on over to McDonald's, where breakfast is Southern-inspired and Southern-approved. Price and participation may vary. Available when product served. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
I'm Amy McGrath, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Mitch McConnell is attacking Amy McGrath on, of all things, 9/11. After the second tower was hit, Amy McGrath was scrambled into an F-18 and spent hours at the end of her runway, waiting to hear if she'd be ordered to shoot down a hijacked airliner. It was the worst 4 hours of her life. Mitch McConnell got himself out of military service. He's the last person who should be attacking any veteran. But he's even trying to say that Amy McGrath supports looting and lawlessness. Listen to 4 veterans who served with Amy.
I know the real Amy McGrath. I served with her in combat. She does not support lawlessness.
If there was ever an example of fake news, it would be what Mitch McConnell said about Amy McGrath.
Amy is in the top tier of people when I think about dedication to this country and dedication to service.
I'm a Republican, and I can tell you that Mitch McConnell is not telling the truth about Amy McGrath.
Paid for by Amy McGrath for Senate.
A crying baby is impossible to ignore, but a quiet baby can be easy to forget. Every year, dozens of children lose their lives because otherwise attentive adults forgot they were in the back seat. It only takes a moment for a car to heat up to dangerous levels, even on cooler days. So get in the habit of always looking in the back seat and use reminders to ensure baby is always with you. Where's baby? Look before you lock. Paid for by NHTSA.
Your friends at Kentucky 811 want you to know that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are experiencing very long hold times when you call 811. Avoid the wait and click before you dig. 811now.com is the faster way to submit an 811 request. Simply visit 811now.com, fill in the online form, and wait 2 full business days for your utilities to be located. Know what's below before you dig. This message brought to you by Kentucky 811.
After opening the Brian Jones era with a 26-6 win last week at Thomas Nelson, the Grayson County Cougars open district play against Breckinridge County. The Cougs will look for their 5th straight win over the Fighting Tigers and a 2-0 start in a senior night showdown. I'm Sam Gormley. Join me Friday night for all of the action live from Cougar Stadium. Coverage begins with the Locker Room Show at 6:30. Watch live on K105.com, via Facebook Watch, or always live on K105.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather.
Some areas
areas could actually use some rainfall, and we're not really expecting much to really fall out of this front moving in this afternoon. Maybe a sprinkle or a brief shower, but nothing to get too excited about. High temperatures in the 80s before the front moves in, and then goodbye 80s. It's all about the 70s for Friday into the weekend, and barely even into the 70s. Most of the daytime period will be spent in the 60s. For the Wave 3D Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Brian Good.
And if you wanna be a teacher's man, well, baby, you just better get in. Rock got no reason, rock got no rhyme. You better get into school on time.
Did you know grapes will catch on fire if left in an operating microwave oven?
Really?
Okay, so what do you mean by operating? Like
Turn it on. I mean,
turn
you
it
can't just
on?
put
Leave
them in
them in
there
there
and
too
close the
long.
door. You got to turn them on.
But for how long?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
what
your
point do they
your
ignite?
mileage may vary depending upon what
Does
setting.
anybody have a microwave that they would give us
We
so
have
that we
one
could
here.
experiment?
Do we have grapes? Is the
We've-
question.
we don't have
Why don't-
grapes, but we can use the same one that we did the peeps in.
Is it seeded grapes?
I don't know. This really kind of fascinated me
That would make sense, right? The seeds.
because
Like wood?
I immediately thought, well, probably if you leave most anything in there long enough, it would catch on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But grapes are very watery, but they're also a little bit acidic. So would it be, is it that? Does it? I don't know.
I would say it would, like the seed inside of it would turn like kindling.
You know what it must be? Science. I bet it's science that does
I
it.
really do think we need to try this.
I'm up for it.
We'll let Jason and Misty do it at their house and then report back.
We don't keep grapes.
I'll supply the grapes.
Or
You
pimento
supply the
cheese.
microwave and the house and the cleanup.
I do have a microwave. We could
Jim Carrey will play Joe Biden on Saturday Night Live, according to Lorne Michaels.
I like the guy who was playing Joe Biden.
Jason Sudeikis is not available every week, but apparently Jim Carrey is. But here's what I like about this is that Jim Carrey famously auditioned for Saturday Night Live before he got In Living Color, and Lorne Michaels didn't take him. He didn't add him to the cast. They didn't like him well enough in his audition. But Jim Carrey will tell you, if you hear his interview, he will say not getting SNL is the best thing that ever happened to him. Because it led him to In Living Color. It led him to his friendship with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
It launched, Fox was launching as something new.
Mm-hmm.
He was appealing to our generation, my generation specifically. And then everything that happened after that is downriver of him not getting SNL. And so he's actually happy about that. He hosted in 96, 2011, 2014. But, and in case you're curious, his audition tape for SNL is available online if you'd like to go see the audition that didn't get him the job.
I can imagine why he didn't. He just is too much for me. He's extra. Like
He's
a couple of his rows
he's
I
all
can
over the place.
enjoy.
Did
but
it say his age when he auditioned?
He was, they were all that same, 20, 21, 22 in that general range. But no, I don't know his exact age during the audition. Big night for country music last night between the stages of the Grand Ole Opry House, which I was lucky. I was like, oh, I got that one right. The Ryman, so the old Opry location, and the Bluebird Cafe. So 3 different locations. It was weird. They had a tie for Entertainer of the Year. So Thomas Rhett and Carrie Underwood tied for Entertainer of the Year.
that looks like Taylor Swift, but she's
That
been
is.
kicked out of country music.
No. So her
She's
first,
back?
it was her first return to the ACM Awards in 7 years, and so
Did she get an award, or did she just perform?
this is performing. I think she was just saying, hey, hey, I've not, completely turned my back on country music, and I hope country music hasn't turned my back on me. Eric Church did kind of he had a song of social change. He played Johnny Cash's spoken word song about the American flag. And so it gave you this real patriotic feel about all the different people from walks of life that have spilled blood for that flag, black, white, Native American, etc. And then Eric Church had a real, I think he said, put that in your country. he was talking about it was an encouragement for people in country music to, talk more about issues that are important around the world. So it was, Misty, I don't want to, I certainly am not trying to be negative, but a little bit of Keith Urban goes a long way for me. I like Keith Urban's music. I have a hard time listening to Keith Urban talk for a long period of time.
Well, I don't listen to him talk.
His Australian accent, for me, I like it, but I need him to say short phrases like an Outback commercial.
Sure.
If he talks for more than a minute, then I sort of go, I don't understand what you're saying.
That's why he needs to sing everything. Just sing to us, Keith Urban.
Again, I don't dislike Keith Urban. I've just...
He is a great entertainer, and I think he's one of the last real entertainers that can get on stage and do it, kind of like an Ed Sheeran. There's very few of them anymore that can't do it without a lot of voice processing and smoke and mirrors. So that's one of the reasons I really like
The
him.
Godfather TV series is in the works for Paramount Plus. So
Really?
we told you yesterday, CBS All Access will become Paramount Plus, and they are creating a Godfather TV series. You can look forward to that. Dolly Parton is her new version of I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is already out. She's going to have a Christmas special called A Holly Dolly Christmas. That's a clever name.
Yeah. Surprised they haven't done it before.
Jeopardy, in their new season, changed their format a little bit. Alex Trebek not going over at the beginning of the second segment and doing the chit-chat with the contestants. He's staying on his side of the room because his health is the number one priority for the return of the show. Of course, he has underlying health issues. And then have you all seen the reformatted Wheel of Fortune?
I've not.
We're going to have to do something different. Okay, so they spread them out a little bit.
Okay.
Which is fine. But then they said, well, you have to touch the wheel to spin it. Well, we don't want contestants touching the wheel after one another. They're already in the bubble. Like, the peg on the wheel is not going to be the problem. But for the optics, here's what they've done. They've given each of them a plastic version of the toilet paper roll. And they want them to reach down and slide this toilet paper roll over the peg and then spin it. And in the first show, all three people were moving it about 3 panels. Like they would, because they have to move it and slide it off the top of the peg at the same time to get the wheel moving.
This is just dumb.
Okay, imagine reaching out.
Why can't we just use hand sanitizer each time?
Why don't we just be honest that in the same way that Vanna no longer turns the letters, the contestants don't spin the wheel.
Right.
It's all mechanized. It's all random on when bankrupts are going to come up and all that stuff. Don't give me this fake show that they're just let them point at the wheel. Here, spin. Spin. Or give them a button to make it start spinning.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. It's dumb. They're going to have to do something else. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Finish it up for the morning here on In the Know.
Today is National Constitution Day. It was on this day in 1787 that the United States Constitution was signed. Only a few thousand words long, it has outlined the foundation of government and basic rights for American citizens for over 200 years. The original 4-page document is on display at the National Archives, protected between 2 panes of thick tempered glass and sealed by a titanium frame. But that wasn't always the case. In 1921, when Herbert Putnam, Librarian of Congress, transferred the Constitution from the State Department to the Library of Congress, he took 0 safety precautions. In fact, it's reported that he tossed the document between a pile of leather mail sacks in the back of his Model T Ford and drove off with it in full view of the public. It's a wonder the original document was never stolen or destroyed. Even if it were, we must remember that the Constitution is a set of ideas, and our nation is a living expression of those ideas. The Constitution lays out the framework for law and justice, through which liberty thrives. The ultimate defender of those liberties is written right into the preamble, we the people. Liberty requires us, American citizens, to keep it alive. The best way to celebrate National Constitution Day is to protect the ideals of the Constitution as rigorously as we protect the document itself. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
Hi, I'm Samara Heverin, running for re-election as your state representative. Last year, you put your trust in me, and I fought hard for our families in Grayson and Hardin counties, receiving GLI's Most Valuable Policymaker Award. I'm a conservative Republican, I'm endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life and the NRA, I'm pro-religious liberty, and I support our local police. Again, I'm Samara Heverin, and I hope I can count on your vote on or before November 3rd.
Paid for by Samara Heverin for State Representative.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Litchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages, incentive pay, benefits at 90 days, and a discount stock program offering after 6 months. Applications for production trainees are available in the front lobby with a convenient drop box. So stop by the office at 435 at Embry Drive and start your path to a career with Leggett & Platt. We need 30 new trainees immediately. So join the team where our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
So just imagine nothing I can see but you.
MV's Point to Ponder for today. Yesterday was a pretty big day for the company, Twitter-wise. Thanks to the KHSAA and Kentucky Sports Radio. But it got me wondering, I am pondering today, isn't Instagram just Twitter for people who go outside?
I don't do either, so I really can't comment.
Because on my blog, I have been more Instagram infused in the last month and a half or so, and I like it a lot better than all of the other social media.
Okay.
Because it's just pictures and reels, and it's like Pinterest. It's more like Pinterest than it is any other social media.
It seems like to me, though, Twitter is just a whole lot of people that are in their house or in their basement, and it's 140 characters. And Instagram, maybe, for what I know about it, seems to be, hey, look, I'm outside doing something.
I don't follow, I unfollowed news media in my Instagram to just curate it to where what I'm seeing are lifestyle blogs of things I'm interested in.
Gotcha. Okay. On television tonight, Big Brother. Also, by the way, Jimmy Fallon's going to be on the Holly Dolly Christmas special, in case you're interested.
That just got saucy.
Celebrity Family Feud is on ABC tonight. Big Brother is on CBS. And Misty. Season 19 premiere of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You better enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, I know, because this is the last one. So
I thought season 20 was going to be the last one.
Oh,
it's
is
either
it?
season 20
No, maybe you're right.
or the year 2020. They're throwing the cameras out at the end of one of them. I don't know which it is. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1787, the Constitution of the United States was completed and signed by a majority of delegates attending the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. In 1862, more than 3,600 men were killed in the Civil War Battle of Antietam. That's in Maryland. In 1937, the likeness of President Lincoln's head was dedicated at Mount Rushmore.
That is an odd phrase to say.
Oh, yeah, his likeness was there. By the way, there's some
His
joke
head.
going around. There's a video online. There's a President Trump impersonator, and he does this Q&A podcast pretending to be the president, and someone asked him about adding President Trump's face to Mount Rushmore, and this impersonator corrects them and says, no, I'm going to cover up all four faces of the others with four just different versions of me, like the real estate mogul me and the...
I thought it'd be shades of orange. Shoot.
Well, but
50 shades of orange.
It gets more orange as it goes. But you could play that. Like if a person didn't know that was a joke, you've got some people you could play that for. Oh, that would provide so much fun.
Oh, they would
It would drive them
probably
crazy.
spontaneously combust.
You know what they would do? They would riot and protest and wear crocheted hats on their heads. It would be wonderful.
Crocheted hats. Why are we throwing crocheted hats under the bus?
Remember one of the early marches during the Trump administration?
Oh,
The pink hats,
oh,
the pink
yes,
crocheted hats.
Yes.
In
The hoo-ha hat.
Right. In 2001, 6 days after 9/11, stock prices nosedived but stopped short of collapse in an emotional flag-waving reopening of Wall Street. In 2011, a demonstration calling itself Occupy Wall Street began in New York, prompting similar protests around the U.S. and the world. Did those kids ever go home?
You know, I think they're still. I think they got hired by Wall Street and they accepted.
Those Occupy Wall Street
yeah, it's
people.
like, hey, we'll give you a job if you'll stop doing that.
Those may be
Okay.
the ones that I want to see the video of the Trump impersonator saying he's going to replace all the faces on Mount Rushmore with versions of him. Birthdays today. Actress Cassandra Peterson is 69 today. Do you know her? She is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, okay.
That's right. So her real name is Cassandra Peterson. She's 69 today. Paul Figg is 58. Paul Figg is Melissa McCarthy's husband.
Okay.
So in Bridesmaids, the airplane scene.
Mm-hmm. That's her husband.
That's her husband. Yeah.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The air marshal.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay.
Kyle Chandler is 55 today. Jimmy Johnson is 45. Alex Ovechkin from the NHL is 35 today. Also, this is the anniversary of the premiere of Hogan's Heroes on CBS. This date in 1965. Been watching more Hogan's Heroes lately. Sundance shows marathons on Saturdays of Hogan's Heroes, so they're easy to record. That show is underappreciated. I mean, a lot of people love Andy Griffith, which I do as well, and like some of those other classic shows, but I really like Hogan's Heroes. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like a Colonel Klink. Like I'm always being bamboozled by someone. Gone but not forgotten, David Buick was born this date in 1854. Yes, he did found the Buick Auto Company. J.W. Marriott, born this date in 1900. Hank Williams Sr. in 1923. Maybe that's why it's Country Music Day. That would kind of make sense. That, I mean, I guess. Let's go to chart toppers. 1960 was the year. The jukebox has been troublesome this morning, so just be prepared. Elvis Aaron Presley, number one. This date, 1960.
Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight.
That is in my top 100 favorite Elvis songs.
You have a top 100?
No, but that surely has to be in it.
I have like three Elvis songs I really like, and then I'm done.
He just knows that number will work. That's enough.
I would think it's broad enough. There may be more than 100 Elvis songs that I like, but I kind of doubt it. Number one, this date in 1969 was Creedence Clearwater Revival and Green River. Home of some endangered mussels, apparently. That's what we learned yesterday. Bow, down, 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 down. I think you'll get people from Edmonson County and Butler County that will fight. Like they will literally fist fight on who actually owns the rights to that song.
Okay. Can we video?
Well, I mean,
it
I
is
think
my
people
question.
from Butler County and Edmonson County will fight over about anything given half an opportunity. But I mean,
we just need to go down. So should we just go start carrying those streets in the sign or signs in the streets and see if we can like
sure
bring people
but
out?
I mean,
and
they both
fight?
mutually love the Green River
Sure.
because
I'm
of
proud of it.
its proximity to their communities. This date in 1978, Exile was number one.
Gonna wrap my arms around you and hold you.
Is this really Exile or is this a cover?
I don't know, but it's bad.
Yeah.
No, I think it's somebody held their tape recorder up to top 8 at 8 when it got played.
Maybe.
It
just
recorded off the radio in
Didn't sound quite like the
1987.
version that I know. But
It's how how we pirated
Can't make
music
fun
back
of
in the 80s.
Can't make fun of Exile though, fellow Kentuckians.
Remember when the tape recorder came with a microphone?
Sure.
Man, things got good.
1987, Whitney Houston.
Whitney, you
Didn't we
almost did.
almost have it all?
The nights we held on till the morning.
By the way, can I just tell you, her and her bomber jacket in 1987, it felt like we should have been a couple. Because I had my bomber jacket with my patches all over it.
Mhm.
And it just kind of felt like,
Yeah.
this is my girlfriend, Whitney Houston.
Yep.
She's wearing her bomber jacket, and I'm wearing my bomber jacket.
She felt the same. She said, if your name had been Bobby.
If she had only had Twitter at the time,
Yeah.
she could have tweeted her affections to me,
Yeah.
saying, "Look at that bomber jacket you are wearing." Let's go to 1996. Los Del Rio was number one with Macarena.
I tried so hard to learn this.
I am not trying.
Yeah?
Oh, no, I'm terrible.
I never tried very hard. I didn't want to learn bad enough, I suppose.
Isn't it just the...
Sorta. But I'm terrible at
I'm
those.
good at the high part.
Are you?
That's where I'm a standout at the high.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Yeah, I can.
No.
So if you can just isolate the dance to the high part,
Yeah.
you'll find no one better.
Yeah.
The rest of it, sure, I'm terrible at, but that
I
one
hope
thing.
that's on your LinkedIn. In a demonstration.
Sure.
To show you off.
Absolutely. Are you doubting
Skills
me?
and abilities. Hi.
The woman who got slayed in a dance competition is asking me.
Because of the mechanisms on the handheld control.
gonna
He
run
literally
over.
stood still and moved his wrist the entire time.
And we got to go because we're late.
You're a terrible dancer.
MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Oh, no, I got the Bill Cosby dance down pat.
Well, and look where he went.
MB's Pearl
Straight
of
to
Wisdom
jail.
for today. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Change your thoughts and you change your world. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix,